So I thought I'd make a video on this ghost hitchhiker phenomena. What is going on is that there are these videos.
You know what's really funny that I should come across your video right now? I went on a road trip to do all the national parks in Utah back in September 2019. I just sold my house that I built in Joshua Tree, California. And of course, it was kind of, in hindsight, it was kind of like a glorious time. Life was good, it was free and easy. So I was driving down from Moab down to Monument Valley in northeast Arizona, southeast Utah. And I stopped in Bluff, Utah, just like you, and I experienced the weirdness. Nobody said it was their first day because I didn't talk to anybody. It's just the things you see, right? I stopped in Mexican Hat, Utah, which is about 25 miles away, to see a rock formation that looks like a sombrero. On the way driving there, I saw a girl hitchhiking. Looked like maybe a 16 or 18-year-old Native American girl. She had her hand out like this, thumb up, like she wanted to ride. And I had a Mustang at the time, 4-seat, but I had a lot of stuff in the back seat and I had a lot of stuff in the passenger seat. Otherwise, I would have stopped. But I was still thinking about it, like, maybe I can move some stuff out of my passenger seat. I'm real glad I didn't stop because literally 10 or 12 miles later, I saw the exact same girl with her thumb up, hitching a ride. Guys, can't explain it to this day, but what I'll say is that, not saying it's like a skinwalker or anything like that, but I will say this is, especially in far-flung, out-of-the-way places like that, be very careful who you interact with. Be very careful who spawns at a time where you're isolated by yourself. To this day, I can't make heads or tails of that, but I'll tell you, I saw the girl twice, and in the space of that time, which is maybe, I don't know, it's hard to remember, maybe like 8 or 10 minutes, how could she have walked or sauntered, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 miles in the heat of southeastern Utah in September where it's still 90 some degrees?
And in these videos, what happens is that somebody is driving a car, and then they see a hitchhiker, and then they don't pick the hitchhiker up. They just leave him there, and they drive past him. And then after some while, they see that same person again hitchhiking in the same road. And usually there is like usually this happens and the circumstances are so that the environment is somehow a little creepy. It can be a little nighttime, or somehow the environment or the person hitchhiking is a little creepy. So that's a common thing what is going on with these. And I know how this happens. Like, it's not paranormal or anything. It's just pretty simple thing what happens, ends up happening. And how it works is that since it doesn't usually happen when there is nothing creepy going on. It happens only when there is something creepy going on, because when there is something creepy going on, the only people who will pick up a hitchhiker in a creepy environment are people who are a little bit reckless, are people who are a little bit too brave. And then what also end up happening when the person is a little bit too brave and a little bit reckless is that thing, like they braveness and recklessness, like, shows in their driving. They also drive reckless, meaning that when they then pick up that hitchhiker, they will drive way past the speed limit. And what that does is that they will then go past the cars which already went past the hitchhiker. So that person, that reckless driver who first picked up that hitchhiker, is then going to go past the cars which already went past the hitchhiker, and then he will just leave the hitchhiker somewhere way in front of the cars who already passed that hitchhiker. And when he leaves the hitchhiker there, the cars who already went past the hitchhiker will now go again past the hitchhiker. Because the hitchhiker was on board of this car who was driven by this reckless driver. Like, this happened to me because, like, I think it happened multiple times to me when I was hitchhiking around Europe when I was young. And this happened once when I was hitchhiking in France, the countryside. There was this very creepy, like, forest road, which was long, and it was a night time. So I was just there in the, like, you can imagine me young hitchhiking in a night time in the side of the road in some rural French countryside. Like, people did not wanna take me, but then when somebody did pick me up, that person was usually very reckless and hence drive way past the speed limit and past all the cars which already went past me, and then just left me there in front of the cars, and then the cars which already went past me drove past me again. And it was kind of hilarious because you could see the faces and expressions of these people who experienced me as the ghost hitchhiker, because they were so terrified. Like, you could see them hugging each other and opening their mouths and, like, screaming or something. It was it was like they would have watched like a ghost or something, or they thought they were looking at a ghost when they were looking at me. Because how could I teleport in front of them when they just passed me little time ago? So this is how this ghost hitchhiker phenomena works. It's usually just a normal person who is picked up by some reckless person who in the creepy environment doesn't care about the creepiness. And then that reckless driver will just speed past the traffic which is in front of them, and then you as a hitchhiker end up in front of the cars which already went past you. Alright, so I just wanted to make this video because people seem to be telling these aka ghost stories, or in the quotation mark ghost stories, because, like, it's not a ghost story. It's just it happens a lot when you hitchhike in like some creepy environment, or if you as a hitchhiker look creepy, so that only brave people will pick you up, and hence those brave people will also drive a little bit too brave and past everybody. Alright.